higher. The vengeance of Jaja, it must be on the land. It must be on the land. Yes, what we have to do. Money can't help you. Rich man of feeling. The vengeance is on the land. The vengeance is on the land. All together now. Fifties of the 50 shall survive. The strongest of the strongest stay alive. A weak heart shall take us while alive. If you have strong faith, you will stay alive. If you live with love, you shall survive. Things and times so tough, oh yeah. Dirty gets so tough. We never get enough. The vengeance is on the land. The vengeance is on the land, yeah. The vengeance of Jaja, it must be on the land. It must be on the land. Yes, what we have to do. Money can't help you, oh no. Rich man of feeling too. The vengeance is on the land. The vengeance is on the land, my brother. It's up to people shall survive. Yeah, yeah. Strongest of the strongest stay alive. A weak heart shall take us while alive. If you have strong faith, you will stay alive. If you live with love, you shall survive. Live with love, my brother. shall survive. Yeah, yeah, strongest of the strongest stay alive.
Greetings. Yes, sorry about that. Yes, we deal with you. We want to take a real good look at, not a look, but we want to talk about injustices and obviously the affliction that's taking place in the Palestine and the way the world, and not the world as in us the people, but the world as in the United Nations, and how the resolutions are being dealt with. Um, the vetoing of the of the resolutions and the continuous use of rhetoric that America keeps using. And it just goes to show, if you go to sleep or go to bed with fleas, you understand? It's fleas you're going to catch. Meaning that there is justice, or not justice, is a rule for American friends, allies, And we have to be very careful with this allies talking as well. You might as well say American friends, And there's no rules for the rest, We're told about international human rights, and we're also told about international law. But we're seeing and hearing how America and England and France and all these people, these countries, how they act, react, and how they do what they do. It's very strange that the people who continue to tell us about human rights and climate changes and all these things, to take these people serious. It is, it's very hard. I think it is, because they say things that they do not mean, and we've got to be very careful about saying that. They say things, and we have to wait and find out if that's what they actually mean. I think that's how we're supposed to word these things, because it is said that the native of that land that is called America today, they charge them of speaking with fork tongue. It is said, How authentic is it? We can see it now. Well, we've seen it, and it continues. It continues in the sense that if you're not a friend of theirs, or they don't regard you, nothing happens for you with them. Them sanction you, or them create hostility, and then there is, you get bombed, and the undercover soldiers and everybody come in and do certain things and kill people and kidnap people and ransack the place. That's they did that in Grenada. You know what I mean? Grenada have no guns and bombs in it. It did not. No guns and bombs, just academics and the thought of freedom and the thought of repatriation and liberation. That was the thought, and it still is, really. To be honest and to be frank, it still is. And them use the word communist to justify something, and they weren't civil to be speaking. They decided to kill. So if these top brass act and react, the world is told that they're doing us, the populations, a favor, because that person or that country will harm the population of the earth at some point. Not that their suggestions is demeaning, is whatever they're coming with, whatever they're thinking, whatever they want to do for their country, their people, is going to be. And when they don't get that, they say that that person is a dictator or that administration is a dictator. The administration is, today, them use the word terrorist. They're terrorizing people, and they do not accept the freedom of the West, i.e. democracy, and so forth. And then you get their ministers telling you that they intend to throw these countries and their administration back into the Stone Age. Now, they're careful about the Dark Age because they know that Africans and others, well, Africans predominantly, as in Muslims, brought them out of the Dark Ages into the Renaissance. I mean, I don't understand why and now I said that, I don't understand why a lot of African Americans and others who want to be this activist, but they want to be Hebrew activists, and they want to decipher what more is and everything else, and they don't deal with that. Because that's about development. That's about race. It's about development. Even though I use the term African Muslims, because that's what we were. And it was not just us. It was a multifaceted of different peoples coming from the continent called Africa. Yes. And we didn't I haven't read anywhere from on the continent where we left the continent to liberate a people. We left the continent exploring. We left the continent exploring. And the beauty of that, we knew what we were doing because we were able to go home and come back. We're able to bring resources as we saw fit and necessary. So you go to Spain and you see the beauty and the development that was bought there and developed there. You go to other parts of Europe and you can acknowledge this because they haven't demolished these things. They saw the necessity and not the beauty, but the importance, the value of these things. It is us who ain't learning about these things. And we are not to blame because the education that we receive from the people didn't incorporate these things. It didn't. So then when we start to learn something about our ancestors, it's evangelists and missionaries and all these different peoples that are saying something, and the orders are actually given to them, or the instructions. So they're not giving us fruitful information. It's very distorted and disjointed because it doesn't help us to grow. It develops an ego. And this is symbolic information because they will speak of us as Moors, and then little more in the 19th century, they start talking about Negroes and stuff like that. But not to stray too far down the road with that stuff. It is just to say that we are the people of the diasporas. We are the children of the slaves. They're our ancestors. And we're witnessing an atrocity that was designed by a system that we grown to know as an apartheid system, which was instituted that we understand in South Africa. And we spent many, many, many years, more than 30, with our brothers and sisters and giving international acknowledgement and recognition of what they were inflicted with this thing called apartheid. And we had Walter Sulu and many, many, many others, and the young brave Steve Biko, and many, many others bringing attention and wanting to dismantle that structure. But that structure also in 1930 something, and even before, was demonstrated by the English. Because it was the English who supported what the Boers were doing, because they both actually ran South Africa. So let's not play games and move the bishop over here and the queen over here and the rook over there and the castle over there and so forth. Let's not play that game. Let's not. So in 18-something, this Palestinian discussion took place with the British, with the Kazakhs and the Ashkenazis and some of the people from the same Caucasus region of the Soviet Union, USSR, the Union of the Soviet Socialist Republic, which ironically now is having contention with one of their own people. Yes, know their geography and stop letting America and Britain paint some other nonsense in our faces. This Ukraine is Russia. And this population is Russian. If there's a people that's saying they're not, they're intruders. Natural. Now we want to find out where them intruders come from. See it there? So there are people that decide that they don't want to be part of Russia no more. They want to be part of the West, as in part of the United States. And that infiltration is symbolic cultural exchange. That's what it is. So where does that leave the natural compliance? It leaves them at a deficit. How come? Because what America wants for there doesn't tally with what the natives want themselves, because no one is speaking to them. Let's decide to rough them up and partition them so they don't have a say in the functionality of their country. But then what happened? They come with this war machine called NATO and want to set up a base in the same region. And that's a strategic methodology. Am I talking all this crap? So we have to understand that that's what's happening there. And the person who is well trained by them, every now and again him come and see him bosses them and say, listen, me want this screwdriver, me want this hammer, me want this pliers. That's what he does. And every time him come, he gets what he want and perhaps even more. Because you understand, they're the ones who have the sophistication to look at the logistics. Him is the one who's saying that the people who are represent him as fighters, them need more tools. That's what he's doing. And they respond. Him never come and say, watch, I want 6 tons of bullocks. Maybe he hasn't done this, but every time he asks for gun, he must get bullocks. If him ask for things that them don't know, that them never had, but him a look on the shopping list, they're being trained. Different individuals from those respective countries go there and train them. Show them how to use the things them. Not just how to pull the trigger or press the button. How to set it up. How to engage it as in mounting the munitions into it, the bullets or whatever. And then how to position it. If you position it wrong, you bust up your chest. So you have to be able to, you understand? So they're being taught. Now, do we know how many of them are being transported across to these respective countries, or what region they are being transported where they're getting this training? There's so much deviant things are happening. And then when them get airplanes or fighter jets or whatever, what should we call them? Airplanes are generally those things that take people to countries. Well, they're all airplanes, isn't it? Anyway, when them get these things that go up the place and drop bombs and shoot people, those type of planes, they obviously need to know how to fly them too. It's a strange thing that's been taking place, and we have been just told that this guy keeps running around and them saying want this, and them give him this present, and them saying want that, and them give him this thing, and then another one saying them want this thing, and then once they tell another country that they must give him. That is more applicable, more feasible that him get this particular jets from Germany or from France and not from England or the States. So then them make them call and them tell these people, listen here, you must give him this and must give him that. So them get the other certain people who don't want to participate in this hideous nonsense. Then find a way through the same European Union and everything to hoodwink all these people. And this is economical war as well, because people are being killed. Places are being mashed up. And other people are being befriended. And the United Nations, who's supposed to be uniting nations and coming to an understanding and everything so that we're not spilling blood and things like that, it is being made obsolete. Because what is taking place is outside of the United Nations. Because the United Nations ain't been able to do nothing. Because them throw that word in their NATO. And then the US president just tell these people, back off. So there's a hideous thing happening. The reason I'm saying this, what is being learned from the brothers of these same people is what is actually developed. And then them hatch this thing in Palestine, Gaza. It's a script. The only thing is, lives are being lost, are being taken. Human beings are suffering, and human beings have been killed. Are being killed, not have been killed, are being killed. And UNICEF ain't got no weight because schools, hospitals it started with, food and water and electricity. Was cut off. So UNICEF, we don't know what role they play. And the man said him not give and not allowing them any and water, anything, any services. So the people been suffering international famine. And then countries who say, yo, hold on, this is not good, that send water, food, blankets, etc., and medical supplies, they weren't allowed, those things were not allowed to be taken into Gaza where they're needed. Now the lorries and they load are now being stolen. I mean, it's over a year now, but whatever was there is now disappeared or disappearing. UNICEF and all these people, what has happened? I know they've lost a lot of lives, but what has happened? The safety and the preserving of life and that humanitarian, human rights, international law, it doesn't work. Why? Why? No peace troops to spare life, save life, has been deployed. Why? Why? What resolution is there? None. The people have been voting and resolutions been coming up. And by the time the votes are there, one of them said no. 4 of them get together, abstain, and 1 veto. And nothing moves. It's a shame that our children are witnessing what they heard about and read about at school and college. Bosnia. And it's right here. And those same children, which is our children, and other people's children, have been reading, watching, listening, and decided to demonstrate. Now they've lost, many of them have lost their position in colleges, in university, and in employment. And this is just because they demonstrate. They're not burning up anything. They're not looting anything. They're not destroying roads and people's vehicles. They're not doing that. And that's general across the world. And everybody knows that and witness it too. What we've been hearing is that governments and politicians are saying it's about time they stop. Because they're there every week across the world. So they just utter this thing saying, isn't it about time they stop? Should we not have a law? It's our country. You should tell them straight away, okay, we've heard you, we've seen you, and ban them. But they said, no, we have the freedom. And then what they do, they use their image cameras and look at me and realize, yeah, he's a civil servant, such and such. And then I get a letter, which is my warning. And then I lose my occupation. I mean, that's what's happened, and that's what's happening. Why is this? Where is this insensitive attitude coming from? Because we've been paying attention for years about human rights and the violation and the developing worlds and everything. And we are thinking, the development down the road, prosperity for our children and our grandchildren, things are gonna look good. It sounds good. And then take our vision to North Korea, so we have to think about this guy, would he be a loose cannon at any time and so forth. So, right? And then they focus us back now to say, Russia and China. And then it becomes Russia. And we can't figure out what the hell's going on, because this propaganda stuff, and we haven't got a conclusion of them gone. There was in Afghanistan, and this is them as in America and its allies, standing toe to toe and shoulder to shoulder, and gun for gun, and plane for plane, and bomb for bomb. And we just allegedly see them, or some of them have left Afghanistan. To all of our surprises, we didn't know there's so much of them there. Backside, so much. The whole Western nations, everybody had a slice of the cake, including Canada. Everybody had a slice or piece of the action in Afghanistan. Did the United Nations get a report as to what was the outcome? The evaluation, the assessment, and how much lives were lost? I mean, should not we be privileged to these things? Then Iraq. Iraq is a rubble. And then put this person in, that person in, and then they finish up running out of all of these different peoples that they have allegedly trained somewhere. So that's in a rubble. Then the same time they hit Syria, spread a whole heap of thing about Syria, mash up Syria, and then move along and mash up Libya. After they've invited him to the United Kingdom, even had lunch with the Queen and other ministers. They gave him a farewell world party. Because after that, YZ was in England. They must have been setting themselves up, putting all the different pieces in place. Because by the time he returned home, back to Libya, it was just days. And the British troops, British ships, they were bombing him, bombing Libya. And they were hitting strategic places, and they had different forces that weren't theirs, must have been trained by them over the period of time. They all were let loose. And Libya was destroyed. And then those same people used us, the Habashis, in an appalling manner. We're selling, the whole American thing of slavery and British. They were marketing us, the Habashi, the black, the burnt skin, the bronze skin, the brown skin, the dark skin, us. All of these things happen. Then we still had Yemen. And we had a lot of upheaval of different peoples, human rights people across the earth, socialist parties and every people, Greens and everything, screaming about the injustices that is being inflicted on the Yemenis people, women and children particularly, and elders, and all the different problems that they're facing to get food and medical appliances, because strategic areas were being hit by their new allied blood stomach friend, Saudi Arabia. Because Britain started the thing with Clinton, that woman. She did also Syria. And then them give Arabia the right to show that they can flex themselves. And instead of them use Al-Islam as a custodian of the holy precincts of this earth, they took it up and now become one of the devil's students. Because if you're not doing right, you're doing wrong. And to do wrong intentionally, you're serving evil. And evil is associated with the devil. And the devil says, listen here, I didn't tell you to do nothing. But since you voluntarily come to be part of me, or to associate yourself with me, show me what you can do. Iblis. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that he has no power over us, He tries to influence us, all right. But if we stand the path of Sirat al-Mustaqim, he can't do nothing. Not that we as human beings won't slip, but we won't join him. Not him, but Iblis. That nature. This is not symbolic now. This is real. Oh. So I want to play a tune called I Don't Care At All. Come here. Why am I telling people what am I doing? Yo, Aisha, I want you to come and sit down here, Seriously. Marcia still with corner, so you come over here, because all of this is about us. You understand? Deep, deep, deep.
Plain to understand. They try to push me around and make me feel like a clown, but I don't care at all. 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 Maybe it's too late to walk your way. I don't have nobody's man, and it's plain to understand, but I don't care at all. 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 Plain to understand, but I don't care at all. 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 I don't care.
Yes. Some of you may say, it sounds like you must say, there's no hope. No. We are just trying to show to the best, to the only thing that we can do, the frailties of man, humans, the frailties and the injustice that's been inflicted by humans on humans. You know, we're just doing that. Because for us to say that there's no hope, that means we are say, yesterday we did believe in God, in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and now certain things start happening in a certain way, which is uncensored. We are say, yo, what? No, we're not that. So here comes one of our brothers, them, who I give a take, like I'm trying to do. Yo, Aisha, pay attention. Mark Lamont, come Mark.
Dr. Mark Lamont Hill is in the house. We are short on time. I'm going to throw you this question as the scholar on the stage. Let me ask you this. Put in context for us, if you can briefly, what it means to be someone who is active and organized and protesting and resisting on the Black Liberation Front and the Palestinian Liberation Front in American history. Because something I said recently, and I'd love for you to expand on this, is we've seen this before, right? None of this is new. It's students being demonized, the left being demonized, people being told you're anti the country. Like, this is what happened. Martin Luther King was not a popular guy when he was alive.
He was not.
So pick up from there if you can. Give us some context, because you're someone at the heart of all this.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. And by the way, greetings, everybody. My deepest apologies. I was coming from New York and the train broke down, so I just Amtrak be on that. So, but it's a wonderful question, and it's a wonderful question against the backdrop of the people on this panel, because everybody on this stage has paid a price. Everybody on this stage has taken a risk. Everyone has articulated an ethic of risk and then performed it in a way that mattered. It's easy to talk heavy when nothing is at stake. But when something's at stake, then you see what people are about. And there's a long history of Black people standing in solidarity, not just with Palestine, but more fundamentally, Black people standing on the right side of history in an effort to produce justice. Black people have believed in justice. We have invested in justice. We have believed in America's democratic promises, even at the moments where they were the most unattainable, unimaginable, and implausible. You know, we still fought for a world that we would not even see. And there are moments where we did that by trying to imagine elsewhere. You know, Black Palestinian solidarity has been going on for a long time, but there was a moment when you look at Black nationalist movements, to get to the scholarly part of it, think about Marcus Garvey's movement. Think about the UNIA. Think about other moments that said, we need a model of liberation. And at first, they looked to the Zionist movement. We got to be honest about that. We're talking about historical accuracy. They looked in the late 1900s to this burgeoning movement that was happening in Eastern Europe, going to what was then Ottoman Palestine, and they were saying, wait a minute, these are people who are identifying as a single nation. These are people who are looking for justice. These are people who are looking for their own land. They're looking for freedom, justice, and equality. Let me look there. But Black folk don't take us long to figure stuff out. Stuff start looking funny in the light. You know what I'm saying? We stepped out the club, the lights was on. We was like, wait a minute. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I've been on the train for a while. I'm a little silly right now. So over time, what we began to recognize is that the liberation movement, which we recognize, the desire to be free from violence, the desire to be free from a state or a community or a world that hates you. Who has been more despised than African people? Right? We saw that and we recognized, but we also understood that having liberated yourself from oppression does not give you a license to then oppress others. Right? And you can see that now. Look at how South Africa responds to Israel versus how Germany responds to Israel. We both have deep wounds. We both don't have the moral high ground. And when I say we, you talk about the United States, so ain't none of us got the moral high ground. But the question is, at this moment, what do we do? And so over time, black freedom fighters began to recognize that while the struggle for liberation is righteous, you can't jump out of a burning building and land on the back of somebody else. So what do you then do? And so you began to see by the 50s, you began to see a turn for a couple of reasons. One, because of black Muslims. The black Muslim community has never been given the full credit or had the full debt paid. One, for creating, for opening up Islam in America, but also for creating a different vision of what the international community could look like. It wasn't about black Palestinian solidarity, it was about internationalism. It was about a recognition that our liberation is bound up in the liberation of others around the globe, but not just as, hear me, don't just clap, hear me. This is not just about some leftist cliche. It's about understanding that the networks and the institutions of power are connected. Capitalism is connected. White supremacy is connected. We can't dismantle these systems because those systems don't have passports or Hawaiians or driver's licenses. They don't stop at the border. They go international. That's why we got to do that work and understand internationalism. So now we get to the 50s. I'm going to take this. I only got one answer, so I'm going to land this plane. We get to the 50s and some interesting stuff happens. One, Malcolm X. But we can't acknowledge Malcolm without acknowledging the nation. Because Malcolm, the movies want you to think Malcolm, bad Muslim, went to Mecca, saw white people, became good Muslim, right? Whole Disney movie. Malcolm was there in 59 before he was there in 64. He saw Gaza, he saw Jerusalem, he understood that. And he understood what it meant to say we are not just part of we're not minorities. When he said the original man is the Asiatic black man and make it an owner of the cream of the planet Earth, the father of civilization, the God of the universe. Supreme wisdom, lesson one, let's go. You understood that was an internationalist vision. So by the time you get to September, of 1964 in the Egyptian Gazette, when he's writing on Zionist logic, he's acknowledging that Zionism, before 67, he's acknowledging that Zionism is a problem, not because there's an issue with cultural Zionism, not because there's an issue with Jewishness, not because there's an issue with the cultural diaspora, but because this particular version of Zionism, political Zionism, is an ethno-national, settler colonial, apartheid movement that is dependent upon the expulsion and the erasure and the dispossession of Palestinian people. And I ain't scared to say it. So the last thing, as I move to my conclusion, she just started talking about black churches, you know what I'm saying? You get to 67. Now things really, really change if you look at it from a political analysis perspective, because now you have the 1967 war. Now, there's not even an illusion. It's very clear that this is a neo-colonial movement. It's indisputable at this point, because now Golan is taken, now Sinai is taken, now Gaza is taken, now East Jerusalem is taken. So by the time you get to the summer of 67, you got black internationalists all the way back to Bandung. Go back and read Malcolm's message to the grassroots or listen to it. But I'll take you back to 67 again. SNCC is now standing up. They wrote a newsletter about what had just happened in the 6-Day War, written, by the way, they say SNCC was written by Ethel Minor. We got to always write black women back into history as they get written out. It was Ethel Minor who wrote that newsletter. And so now you got a generation of children of Malcolm, the cultural nationalists, the Panthers, who were like, wait a minute, this thing is different. And what they try to do every Martin Luther King Day, as we move to the benediction, is they try to tell you King was a Zionist. King wasn't no Zionist. What King said is that he believed that Israel had a right to exist, but not the right to exist as an ethno-nationalist apartheid state. He was simply talking about respecting the territorial integrity after the Six-Day War as vis-a-vis UN Resolution 242 and 338. He was making a purely juridical or legal argument. That's all he was doing. But by the end, what did King say? He said, I'm not going back to the Holy Land. I don't want my name signed to that thing. He said, I think that Israel has grown arrogant and unyielding. He said they took Jerusalem and I'm not sure they'll ever get it back. That was in 68. It is now 2024 and they still have not given back East Jerusalem. So when we look at this moment with these people in this room, we are not alone. And when we walked through Ferguson, and then we walked to Jerusalem, and we walked to Jericho, and we walked to Gaza, when we walk from these places from Ferguson to Palestine, we are standing on the shoulders of generations of liberators and freedom fighters who dreamt more ambitious and audacious freedom dreams than we could have ever imagined. And so at this juncture in history, we no longer need to be afraid. There are too many of us to be afraid. We no longer need to lie. We ain't got to tell people that the president's working night and day to get a ceasefire, but we're going to still keep sending money and weapons and giving UN Security Council protection. Stop it. Tell the truth. Stand up for freedom. Stand on business like Dr. King or somebody said. And then do the work of liberation. Because until Palestine is free, until Sudan is free, until Congo is free, until Haiti is free, then not one single one of us in this room is free. Free Palestine from the river to the motherfucking sea.
Repatriation, repatriation, repatriation. No mean that you run go Africa. Go Africa, stay where your brother. Go Africa, run where your sister. Go. One skillful one in Africa. One skillful one in Africa. Build in Africa. Build in Africa. Repatriation. 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 All the states of Africa should come together, open the gate of Africa, remove the barrier. All in West Indian, come in West Indian, West Indian come in. Repatriation, repatriation. You mean that you run go Africa? Go Africa, stay where your brother. Go Africa, chase where your sister. Go. One skillful one in Africa. One skillful one in Africa. Builder in Africa. Builder in Africa. Plumber in Africa. Welder in Africa. Tyler in Africa. Mechanic in Africa. Farmer in Africa. Carpenter in Africa. Engine Woman a pala too. You do, you do, you do, you do. Them a pala too. Man a trim them years. Woman a pala. Man a wear pants, woman a pala too. You do, you do, you do, you do. Them a pala too. Man a trim them ears, woman a pala too. You do, you do, you do, you do. Them a pala too. Man a dread up, woman a dread up too. You do, you do, you do, you do. Them a pala too. No more soul sister, no more trim and shield. You do, you do, you do, you do. Them a pala too. You too follow fashion. You too follow passion. Woman a bore them years. Men a follow too. You do, you do, them a follow too.
Casting upon the earth their evil spell. Them a devil, and them bound to hell. Casting upon the earth their evil spell. Workers of iniquity shall not escape. No, 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 no. They cause the righteous to suck sour grapes. If you ask I would not deny to tell you the truth. They do the most devious things to the youth. Say them a devil and them bound to hell. Casting upon the earth their evil spells. Them a devil and them bound to hell. Casting upon the earth their evil spells. Workers of iniquity will not enter the gates of His Majesty. What is your profit for putting a man down in reality? I see no good in your reward. No, no, no. All you prove is you're nothing but a coward. You're in the darkness and I'm in the light.
Forward and that is that. Block not black, we're moving forward and that is that. Hear me now. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. The world and all that live therein. Some people say that black is a sin. To be black in a Babylon, man, you just can't win. Hey, black, not black, we're moving forward, and that is that. Black, not black, we're moving forward, and that is that.
that. Justice, love, and truth. Say that are the real thing. Too much wars and poverty. You know that are the sin. Oh, la la. Hey, la la.
Reggae music. You see? Okay. Whether you refuse it or not, are your own prerogative. Come here.
What's that in my hands? I tell you, marijuana. You ask me, you give me it to use. I tell you, and do that thing. Now you can see the teardrops rolling down from my eyes. I would like to ask you one question. What made you what you are? I know it's not Jaja. What made you what you are? 'Cause God never made no wicked man. Nobody's so brutal.
See, that way I say no. God never make no human being this way at all. See, it's a behavior that you all inflicted and you're racist. Everything that's evil. You understand? And then when I have the audacity to swear in on the Bible, which Bible? It was a swearing on the Torah. Which Torah? It was a swearing on the Injil. Which Injil? You don't have nothing. You don't have nothing. All the Muslims that are playing with Uno. Why we playing with Uno? When the thing that we work with is pure devil business. So we can't see that you have the Torah. We can't see you have the Injil or the Zabur. Because if that be the case, your actions would be different. You understand? And it's not the case. It is not. You understand? Because you not hide. You do what you are doing blatantly. You love spill blood. And when I behave like so, we're not going to be here forever. You understand? So that which you all serve is so symbolic. Huh? And when I represent myself, when I the greater Rome, stop it, man. Come here. Aisha, tell you don't move from this.
What's that in my hands? I tell you, marijuana. You ask me, you give me it to use. I tell you, and do that thing. Now you can see the teardrops rolling down from my eyes. I would like to ask you one question. What made you what you are? I know it's not Jaja. What made you what you are? 'Cause God never made no wicked man. Nobody's so brutal like you. God never made no evil man. Nobody's so brutal like you.
Yo, we there who's in the diaspora. Listen here. The continent is huge. You understand? Things now get better in the diaspora. Things are get worse. You understand? And now we're going to be separated. Seriously, intentionally separated. You understand? Because some of us have lost our bearings, lost our moral faculties. I tell you. See? So it's better to just spend with time on the continent, huh? And resurrect ourselves and try embrace a freedom on the continent. Because the mental freedom that we want among these people, it's not working, it will not work. It will not work because we are amongst them trying to taste freedom. And we are fooling ourselves because we get a job or we go to college or we go to university and pass this and pass that. So it's only about living standards. How long is it going to take us to suss the thing out? That's what we're doing. Directly and indirectly. Right? Because everybody has to survive. So we're just fooling ourselves. We are just fooling ourselves. And the best of us who mentally assimilate, we're helping their society, their industries and everything. For what? For what? What for? Joke, man. And then they have the audacity to ill-treat our children. Because them have a quota that they're going to work with. How much of us they're going to allow. Because why do they brutalize our children? Why do they inflict our children after primary school? So they damn them. Now they're traumatized. How can they excel in academia? How can they excel in their minds? How can they grow consciously and morally? It's not possible. They've created a mental prison for us. Come here.
Freedom, freedom, freedom to all black man. Freedom, freedom, freedom to all mankind. Free black man, do you hear me? Free black man, internationally. Free black man, and the world will be free. They took us away from Africa, scattered us all over. They put us in chains and they used us as slaves, that we could hardly go on. But through the powers of the Most High, that's why we're still alive. Through the powers of the Most High, that's why we're still alive. Some say,
See, true. If the Almighty never shine his mercy and blessing upon us, we would have gone. You understand? But him shine it first on our foreparents, our grandparents. Huh? And give them an understanding how to survive the cold and the injustices that were afflicted upon them. Huh? And we are their children. And we start for education to bring ourselves somewhere, to develop ourselves. Because we've recognized that we are survivors. Now, how to develop life and raise a family. And then we get hoodwinked from Rasta, from Garvey, into something, and then that something's King James, and then from King James, it's about assimilating. And from assimilating, it's not about repatriation again. It's all about reparation. And then them humiliate us by saying, we're not going to apologize for anything. And all the islands, them, still have plantation, and they're still earning from that which was the institution of slavery. But yet still we seem not to be competent enough to present ourselves to some of their alleged learned mouthpieces that is saying it's so long ago. And we have the trappings and the trimmings and the reality, the injustices. And we have the blueprints. It's still here. The islands ain't gone anywhere. Servitude slavery is still there because we're there. The banks are still paying off different families across Europe for what they have lost. The governments are still allowing them to earn from those islands. We to use our intellectual capacity to what we have got from higher educational learning, high standards of university and diploma and PhDs, etc., and sciences and technology. We have to leave those islands, those little rocks, and go somewhere else. Those of us who stays, we're servitude slaves. We entertain them when they come on holidays. We make ready the beaches that we are not, some beaches we are not permitted, allowed to be there. We develop services that we are trained for by the government for these people. Hotel services. That's what it is. All of those islands. Let no one try fool you. If you haven't been paying attention to it, now have a good look. Have a good look. Examine it for yourselves. Sata.
You are me sister, yeah, me are you brother. God loves us all, ooh, let's love each other. Come, we go reason now. Come, we go reason now. Come, we go walk and talk. Come, we go reason now. No fussing or fighting, we're going forward. We are no warrior, but we are conqueror. Come, we go reason now. Come, we go reason now.
See, that's one of the most important and valuable things that we should have been doing, right? Consistently reasoning. We have let others infiltrate that just look like us. They look like us, but they infiltrate our reasoning circles. We've lost the institutions or the properties and centers that we once were occupying and using and develop certain things for different areas that we should have been calling communities. We lack social infrastructure in those areas. We accept, for some strange reason, to be consumers. But when certain things lick us, we argue about it because we argue about the people them that we're receiving our health stocks from, which is our food. We get angry about the way in which they serve us or they don't serve us, but the way they treat us. And in all these years, we haven't done nothing about it because we are still consuming. So, repatriation should be top along with those who are trying to organize, who have been organizing the reparation. Because if we assess and evaluate, there's more on the earth that wanted repatriation, and all those who were entitled to repatriation and reparation, many are on the earth. Because many did leave the diaspora and return to the Caribbean. And many are suffering at their old age. They've been here rebuilding, restructuring, helping England to do these things. They were the backbone of the railway service and the transport system and the NHS. When they have remembrance services and all these things, do y'all know that when our fathers and uncles and granddads and everybody that lost their lives were not buried with the general population that died, then put we somewhere else But yet still we stand up our church. Or yet still we go to the monuments. Now, how stupid are we? And we know, we know. It's not something that we don't know. So why are we doing it? King James. We give up the Lion of Judah for King James. We give up Menelik for King James. Oh, gosh, man.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, I'm going, and I'm going. I'm going, and I'm going. I'm gonna tell the world about it. I'm gonna tell the world to shout it. Going back to Africa, 'cause I'm black. Going back to Africa, and it's a fact. If it's alright, I'm gonna leave there. If it's alright, I'm gonna stay there. 1999, I'm gonna get there. Gotta going back to Africa, 'cause I'm black. Going back to Africa.
Yeah, some of you must think, say me a dreaming, and you sit to yourself, wait a minute. Why am I leave things alone? Which things? And then when you listen to the rhythm, them, when you listen to the lyrics from the rhythm, them, you sit to yourself, wow, who that man? Don't bother about who I am. Just understand that we haven't fulfilled the obligations to ourselves. We haven't. We accept, and we're accepting to be slaves. We're accepting it. What can we do? Repatriate. Yo, come here. Marcia, calling you now. Aisha, where I say, you cry? What? Where I rub your eyes like that for all the time? Them see you was too young. Wagwan. Aisha. I say one day you have to come and talk to the people, them, make them understand, say, so God stand it. You understand? Yeah. What I say? Nothing. Okay. Marcia, come to me. Come to me.
Nice baby.
What you say? Don't bother with that? Okay. I think you're right. Marcia, seriously, I think you're right. Seriously. So, since I think you're right, and I understand that you're right, it's the wrong time, isn't it? Come here still. Musical thing called electrifying. Watch it.
You better run home for your life.
I reggae music, Things in time, culture expression, man. We're dynamic. We're designed to make you panic. Use your mind. Use your thoughts. Be sincere about each other's lives. Run for your life. It's all we got. hold up. Where you going with Jose? Talk this one here. Come on. Hold on, man. Me go to the wrong place. Come back here. Come here. settle. Yo, when me tell you, don't follow me, you know. Subscribe, man, and pass on the link and all them something there. You understand? Seriously. Hold this. Run for your life. Africa is calling us. Don't wait till we can't walk. Now tell you, man.
You better run home for your life. When them fire come, that now go nice. You better run, but mind tumble down. You better run, but mind tumble down.
How you mean?
See those bad men, just be stalling their ends. That means they must have a plan. Things so tough, so man get so rough, so you better run home for your life. Yeah, yeah. When them fire gone, that now go nice. You better run, but mind the tumble down. You better run, but mind the tumble down.
Sweet reggae music, now tell you, man. Could never refuse.
See those bad men, just be stalling their ends. That mean they must have a
Easy, mommy. Where you say to me? Why am I doing this and auntie just get buried? Because I'm sad. Come here. Run. Let's run for our lives, man. Run as fast as we can. Africa is awaiting us.
run home for your life.
Run.
When them fire gone, that now go nice. You better run.
Yo, yesterday I sit down and listen to my brethren, them, America. The man them still a talk about Trump and everything. And they're going on like say them and the man, hey, everybody are them a friend, and they don't know nothing about nothing. And they don't talk about them life and them family and the community. I'm telling you, man, the people them, hey, these Caucasian them have a way of indoctrinating our space, which is our minds, you know. You understand? The last 2 months, that's all them brothers they are talking about. And them know whose gene is what. Yo, the way them go and the things that's happening to them not talk about, you know. And the things that them shouldn't be doing, they're not talking about. Them talking about this White House and everybody that's in this White House. And yo. And the thing is not that they're exclusive, you know. We all do it. The people them has poisoned our sensitive sense. We don't know nothing about Africa. We don't know nothing about the Caribbean more than dance. And all the little shagries that will take place. So who's for fault this syndrome? Yo, it's the environment that we're in. We're breathing and eating and sleeping this vulgar. So let us deal with repatriation. Don't say it nah gonna work. We are dealing with defeatists. So which one is gonna work? We are gonna die anywhere. So what you want to do? Suffer? Continue to suffer? And then say about you're enjoying it? No, that's what they want. That's what they want us to do. So all the things that we set out in the first place to get ourselves right, we're being defeated. So what do you think we are going to do for our children and our grandchildren? They will be mental slaves. 100% of a surety. Because they don't belong in this place. Yo, Limble Thompson. I tell you, man. Come here.
Them a say that you and them afraid. Them a say that you and them a brethren. And them a chat against you. And them a lash against you. And them a carry your name over next door neighbor. And them a carry me name down a police station, complaining to the sergeant down a station. Say a me, I plant up the ganja. Say a me, I say me go America. Say a me, I say me go a Caribbean. We can't trust none of them. We can't keep none of them friends. Them a chat against me. And them a lash against me. Them a carry me business uptown and downtown. Them a carry me business all around town.
So carry this business here and make everybody know it's a repatriation. So here up now, don't stop your suffering, man. Come here. Watch it. Settle Ilawi. Easy Zebi. Settle Tabby. no friend. Me mama, me daddy, me brethrens, me sisterins, sama ala sama bal, chichi badoy. African roots, African star. Settle, wise man, settle. Maroons. Bingo. Settle, I lie, me I tell you, man. I tell you, man. Serious thing. Yeah.
What these things is going on? Or do you ever think what this world was like before you come and mash it? Do you ever? I know. See, wicked Babylon with them evil plan, trying to telling us about the God above, telling us about foolishness sometimes. They didn't look at us.
See, and them do my pure nursery rhymes and whole heap of foolishness and everything. And then we're supposed to follow our grandparents them and our brothers them as Rastafari and sit down and reason. You understand? Reason and listen and learn and develop our morality. You understand? And our consciousness. No, we don't do that. We just run fly across this thing called King James. What is King James? Now you have some people that quite tell us that King James was black. Where them get all these stupidness from? Huh? We want to fit yourself into something that's not you. That's not us. And you make it so. You make it so you just keep trying to make something, make believe world. I tell you, man. Yo, serious thing. So we are say one more we gone in. Easy, man. When call him full pint, half pint. Come here.
Overstand with no man, overstand with no man, no. Don't get me wrong. Got to get it, got to get it. Got to be a go-getter for all we know. Yeah, oh. Got to get it, got to get it. Got to get the food for all we need. Judge, I think they never born to suffer. But struggle as a winner and a survivor.
See it? It thinks a joke, we're joking. You understand? If you can't read, learn. If you can't learn, listen. Yes! And once we're human, you know, we learn. So there's no reason for someone to say you can't learn. No. You might be slow. Understand? But is there speed to learning? No, there's not. So you have to do what? Give yourself time. You understand? And everything that you do. Have patience. Yeah, man. Right? But don't wait till when you got like 60, 70 and everything, can't move, can't run like Bolt and everything, but you're going to try to figure it out. No, it is already been figured out. Long time. You think so your grandparents them was fool? A we come make society turn with fool. The thing done figure out long time. Long time.
Stand with no man, no. Don't get me wrong. Got to get it, got to get it. Got to be a go-getter for all we know. Yeah, oh. Got to get it, got to get it. Got to get the food for all we need.
think it's a joke, we're joking. We're not joking. You know, you say what? We're not born for suffer. So it comes every time you look around, wherever you go on this planet Earth, is the Habashi endures the most hostility. You understand? And then we have the stupidness of ourselves to entertain them. Through athletics and everything, we entertain them. We not value ourselves and see our sense of worth. Yo, man, hey, I don't move from there. You understand? Aisha. Yeah, I tell you, man. So we want dismiss that one there. Half pint, full pint. You understand? We want dismiss that for now, because God willing, we just lick you back sometime. Yo, Cheswick, stop playing with them people, you know. The people that want to get you in their little bangarang. You're a Rasta, man. See? So we're going to come back and work with you again. Not work with you again. We're going to come back and flash you all over the place. But we don't want you join up with them people, you know. Them people that could get you into for them bangarang, you're a Rasta. You see? Yeah. So, yeah, okay.
Hey, hey, hey. We've been coming from so far. We're not planning to turn back now. So much to give thanks for.
Hey, you think it's a joke, we're joking? Man, we know what we're doing. Listen good and listen carefully. Listen keenly. Both ears. Come here.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, hey. We've been coming from so far. We're not planning to turn back now.
Would never do that.
So much to give thanks for. We're not going to stop right now.
Tell him.
Me not done. Oh, me fi done and done, river still a run. Me not done. Oh, me fi done and done and river still a run. Me not done. Oh, me fi done and river Nile still a run. Me not done. The mother fire where me eyes off a burn, boy. Put a smile on your face, brighten up the play. Since you got life, you got no right to complain.
Go on,
The
Rasta.
higher the gain, harder the pain. We will not stop until we fly again. Living life a pleasure, me no count and me no measure. Doing it for the love, me no hunting for no treasure. Moving up my ledger, let me come to live forever. Trying to live my best, if me don't think could be better. Moving up the ladder, so we got to get ahead. Me a climbing or shine anytime.
Yes, Cheswick, hold up, man. Don't make them, hey, yo, seriously, don't make them get you in them bangarang and everything in a star. Oh, gosh, man. You understand? Okay. So we have to go away with beloved Dennis Emmanuel Brown. You understand? Before people them interfere with him and pollute him. So come here.
this. Original than they out dog out if I put the whole iron pan them. Me can't live in a peace cause the whole of them. Informer them and them a cause problem. Chop it.
Ready. Hold on, little chubs.
Cool little brat dogs.
What kind of thing that, Flames?
Brat dogs, take this one, sorry. Beware, God is watching you. Beware, God is watching you.
Guidance, you know. Yeah, don't get them no more. Don't get them no more. Really relax yourself. So, who I say, really and truly guidance, you know what I mean? Because me I say that, I mean, I look for Marcia's face and she'll go and say, Marcia say, you have not been on long enough. But yes, you know what I mean, to be honest, you know what I mean, who me want to say tomorrow, God willing, come up here, where's my list? Aisha. Yeah, man, we're going to play your Muslim intro tomorrow. Yeah, so we say that myself and Aisha, we say repatriation, and we say that we're being deceived by the missionaries. We've being deceived by the colonial Caucasians, them. But them coming the guys as missionaries and so forth, you know what I mean? And Orientalists and all these things. And explorers, you know? And they've gone about them ways, you understand, through the continent and everything. And because we are so good and pleasant, you understand? And we see them don't look like we, right? We see them to be something special. Yeah. See them something special. And that special thing that we are see them as human beings said we, right? Allow them to exploit us. Because they've never been treated like that and they never, nobody never looked upon them this way, right? So they took advantage of our kindness, you understand? And turned that kindness into a weakness, right? Where them exploit us. And they were missionaries, evangelists, and explorers, you know? So over the years, we've encountered them, Europeans, Portuguese, everybody, you understand? And they've inflicted themselves upon us because, many of us treated them. By the time we get to realize that they weren't as good as we were thinking they are, right? And you got to understand, there was no form of communication but courtesy. Them don't know we language. We don't know them. We don't know them. We never see them before in free life. And them never see we either. But they are on our land. So I don't understand why educated people, we, are going like some, we and these people were friends from a long time and we could communicate. It wasn't so. It was not so. That's why you all dismiss Amharic, Swahili, Arabic, and Hebrew. You dismiss that deliberately. You know, it was designed like that. So then you give the credence to the fact to say that Christianity being in Africa, that means is Latin, Greek, and then little more English. See how stupid it sounds? And not go so. But you haven't been given thought. Neither have you been reading outside of the missionaries and explorers and other journalists. It's their thing that you've been reading. And plus, you never take the time to speak to our African brothers and sisters who are teachers in the diaspora. We haven't done those things. And some of us come up with certain things that out of our head top, that sounds all right, but it's not real. When we've been evangelized, we never know nothing about the word. Who is a missionary and know nothing about that? So them come with all of these things and teaching and instructing us about something up in the sky. All of these things are different phenomena. So we show interest in it or something, even though we can't understand them. But what are they doing? They're doing what we call signs, gestures with them hand, and so forth and so forth. But the people weren't stupid. Them take 1 and 2 and chain them and use those 1 and 2 after a duration of time to translate what them can decipher that they were saying to us in our language. All these things happen. Now you want to say about the Arab slavery. Arabs, we did have ourselves as slaves also. But we didn't have to come and find a different way of speaking because we spoke the same tongue. We're from the same place. Get that in your heads. Stop letting these people divide us based on some form of segregation that they want to create because they want to keep everybody under the auspices of Europeanism, Caucasianism. And because you can go up on YouTube and see 1 and 2 persons that are going to tell you say something, and then you ask them what happened to the ogre, and they look upon you and say, what? How did you know that? And so forth. You understand? And then you bust to lingua with them, and they're like, wow. And they change their tune. Like the ones who tell you that the boy is this and this, that, and that. And then someone like me say, well, who invited you there? And why did you go there to be prostitutes and expect not to be caught? Now you're caught, you want to say that the place is bad. So when you went there or you was venturing there, it was good until you got caught. Now, let's start at the beginning. Were you invited to Dubai? Or did you apply for a job in Dubai? Which one? Did someone come in Nigeria and Ghana and grab you and take you to Dubai? Come on, speak. See, it's crazy. But people will turn around and say, yeah, back up the people. No, we're dealing with truth here, truth and rights. We have no time for all these deceptions and everything. Can't you see the greatest deceptions been happening to us for more than 70 years? And now our people has been obliterated from the earth because they're using a term terrorist. And they're trying to tell you that because we don't like a name and a people, we're going to delete them. So as principal said to me, wait a minute, is Hamas going to have a badge or a stamper, like public enemy, on them so that these people can say, yo, see one there? Kill him. We don't know how this something work. But I ask people now, which I really nearly forgot, to get your Bibles out. You know what I mean? You Christians. And I'm being sincere about this, you know. Get your Bibles out and go to Joshua and read Joshua and ask yourselves. You don't have to go to your pastor because he's going to give you some theological nonsense and then your mind is confused again and you behave like, see, you can't read it and have no understanding. And you do. You know dictionary. You know the words and you know the meanings of words. And if you don't, you see the dictionary there. And you know the implications. So read it. Ask yourself who is actually speaking. Who, right? Where the first, the second, and the third person come from. And then where does Moses disappear to? And then he's claimed to be dead. And then someone is talking about him. And it's the fact that he's the one that's directing this behavior. And there's no way that it is said in the book that God said to Moses, go and kill people and take this land. And then when them have the land, all their neighbors now, they complain about them. And Joshua is saying that God says, that no, Stuffwell, it doesn't say that. He says that Moses says to him, now, is Moses being in a spirit or something? That Moses, because Moses was not allowed to be on the land. So when them get that first piece of land, when them kill all the people, Moses done dead. So always he keep referring to Moses, that Moses has told him now that all the neighbors need to be obliterated. And I hope thee were paying attention to the instructions that I give unto thee. So you should have an army by now. And these neighbors have kings and queens and everything over there. And the names of all of them are being given. And they need to eliminate them. This is what these people have been teaching and learning themselves when they were in Europe here in 1859, 18-something. Because 1859, them there deal with the Suez Canal, so I shouldn't get the thing. These people. And it's standard that all of them learned Joshua. Now, they do not embrace the Bible. But them take that from the Bible. That version. Because that version is not in the Torah. It's not. Them take that one out of the King James, Martin Luther, all of the Judeo arranged version, which is the Catholic's book, and so forth, and made it the key cornerstone of all of their peoples. So that's why you don't find a division among them saying, hey, listen, what we're doing, what's happening is barbaric. We shouldn't be doing this. Because they're being taught it. They've learned it. And they see it that God, they're saying that God is ordained this. And they have a right, and there's nothing on this earth that would tell them that they're wrong with their actions. So they've been waiting. They've been doing it softly for years. But they couldn't wait until an opportunity brings itself. That makes me think the thing was staged. Because then there's talk about children. And the children is meant to be their children that was exploited and put into ovens and everything else, which is meant for us to feel bad. It hurts when you listen to something like that. Let alone if they were able to show a picture, which they didn't, and they weren't able to, because they just deal with a propaganda rhetoric. And the sensitivity of the nation, the population on the earth, everyone trembled. Everyone trembled. But on the 8th, 9th, when him turned around and said that him gonna do this, and this, and declare war, and then people went, whoa, hold on a minute. If he didn't do it so quick, many nations perhaps would have joined him and eliminate the Palestinians. But he opened his mouth quick after that. And then people start questioning, what is it that I've been, what did he say? What did we just hear? And then the actions on top of that made people question what they were actually hearing. How authentic, how true is this? And now people start asking, newscasters start saying, wait a minute, where's these children? Let us see these children. There's got to be an inquiry somewhere. Let us have, right? And the person, the woman, the female who said this came back the afternoon after saying it and apologized, and then we don't see her or hear her or even know what broadcast corporation she's been working with at all. A mystery. A mystery. So every time you listen to the United Nations, all their representatives talk about is that Hamas is a terrorist group, and Hamas is the legitimate institution of government, and they don't like them because they continue to remind the people of when they came there. So all of us should be called Hamas, because we're standing for right against apartheid and injustice. But yet still we want to be religiously identified. And a lot of other people want to be religiously identified as Christians. No, you're Paul. You're followers of Paul. And Paul was a persecutor of the followers of Moses. That's what he was. And Rome gave him a position to infiltrate the rightly guided people and expose them to them so that they can persecute them, lock them up, and so forth and so forth. You all don't read, man. Seriously, what's this? You all don't read. You all have to read. Spend time reading. The libraries are here. They're available. They're available. So we say guidance, man. Barrington Levy, Englishman, come here.
Every way red goes in this world, I have neighbor, I have hygiene, I daughter of me sister. African man and me idol. And the daughter of me sister. So you can't come rush me nobody. For me now deal. You can't come rush me no big gun. For me now deal. Looking to you, sir. We are world ready. Yes. And I know you know what is going on. Englishman, I'm me ID. Canadian man, I'm me Brady. American man, I'm me ID. And the daughter, I'm me sister. Jamaican me. They mommy never man. The youth men climb and they apple tree. The little youth climb and the guava tree. But the big men climb and the six tree. Just to put on his wedding ring. So you can't come rush me no badness man. Can't come rush me no big gun.
And where I say Joshua, you know, when I say something else that you can't say, well, you never understand. It's J, yeah? O-S-H-U-A, Joshua. You understand? Don't bother go to no Hebrew, this body. No, man. You got a book, pick it up, and go to Joshua. Don't start talking about that's the Old Testament and where. No. Just go there and read it. Read it. Read it for yourself. And while you're reading it, think. Don't just read it like a newscaster, you know. Think. Get the whole context. Read it. Take your time, read it. While you're doing it that way, you would ask yourself, wait a minute, this is appalling. Because the God that we are want to serve and we do serve is not a murderer. Is not a separatist. Is not prejudiced. The God that we are want to serve and that we serve is not racist, not divisive. Him not turn around and take one set of people out of all that is created and say, yo, honor is my beloved. We don't like the rest of them. That's why we should not be dealing with this Ham, Sham, and Japhet nonsense. Who set that up? Who set that up? God not set that up. Our mother and father, Adam and Hawa, didn't set that up. So how the world set that up? How them depict who is Ham and who is Sham and who is Japhet? How did they do that? How did they do that? And which one have this root and that one have that root and so forth? How did they determine who and who's to be victimized and cursed? What's with the curse business? Nothing about obedience to the will of God. And if there are Noah's children, shouldn't they show gratitude to the fact that they were saved? What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? You like mysteries. Hollywood is what you're born with? Is that what it is? Again, it's the great white hope, isn't it? And whatever them saying, how them produce, what them produce, it's got to be the gospel truth, the whole truth, to help you, God. No, you're not working with God. And how do we expect those people to question their own selves as to the authentication of that which they've been projecting? Without you all using your stupid brain, and not stupid brain, your stupid mouth, and say that religion causes problem, it's not religion. It's man and his deviantness uses different tools to self-justify an action. An action. Now, you don't have to go too far, you know. Just read the history of yourselves. And you black ones, like me, Read the history of those people and ask yourself, is that what you want to be continue to be associated with? Spiritually, ethically, morally. Is that it? Now, how the hell are you going to get freedom when you're there in mysticism? It's toxic. It is toxic. And all you're trying to do is get self-praise and them not recommending you no way. The actions is not good. The pretense is evil. And then you're dealing with sacrifices. The blood of this and the this and that and the but it's sacrifices, it's worship. It's paganistic worship. And lie on the name of God. And guess what? They don't say God, them say Jesus Christ. Jesus. The people them very, very, very shrewd and clever. At least they want to be seen to be clever. It's not good. And then we fall into the ham, sham, and Japhet and always seem to forget the fact that, there was Noah trying to persuade one of his children, his son, that he should be obedient and everything to God. He never said obedient to me, who is his father. He said, I am your father. Would I advise you wrong? Have you known this from me? How is it then that after the flood, he become a bad person and become lawless and drunk and can't wait and everything for God? What? When do? Mash the grapes them and make the wine? And then drink more than more? Come on, man. You need to think about these things. What? Charlie Chaplin? Aisha. Wait, I said, Charlie Chaplin. You see, like, you got Charlie Chaplin? Chaplin. They tell me, say, come call him, man. The Americans, them, and the Canadian. Everybody, come here, Chaplin.
Oh, this one dedicated to all of the man them who sniff them liquor this and sniff them liquor that. Well, me assure you say drugs is a disgrace and it a take over the whole of the place. Jano, racism, fascism, innocent killing, cocaine, blood stain and heroin smoking, malicious, gluttonous and covetous, envious, vigorous, well dangerous. Humiliate, less faith and pay pirate. Eat food, go to bed. No prayers, no grace. Them no have no class, them no have no taste. Them a use drugs and a mash up the place. Say me afraid of you. Say drugs man, say me afraid of you. Lord, but you no dread. Say every man have a right to decide his own destiny. Yeah. But soon they will find out Chaplin is the real revolutionary. So me no go no dance around. Me no drive no car, no do no stand. Me no eat no flowers to play. I'm the lightest nation of Indian. This nation that a black man, the king for the animal that a lion. Me know no history but giant.
Allah, Allah, Allah. Allah, Allah, Allah.
Have to understand, faith without works is dead. You know what that means? You can't expect what you believe in for without doing your part. You gotta work that thing, honey. You got to ask God for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You got to do your research for what you believe in for. You got to ask God for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You got to do your research for what you believe in for. You got to invest your time, your energy, all that, so you can do what you supposed to do and excel in it. Y'all be thinking y'all waiting on God, and honey, God be waiting on you. What you waiting on? Do your part.